photography and in general and street photography specifically, I think it makes you a better person because you are constantly on the search wherever you are for beautiful moments. When you wire your brain to do that and to find out these small little tidbits wherever, it just makes your day better, it makes your life better overall. It makes so many things just better. Put them in tomato sauce, however you want it. I'm gonna slither it down my throat. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon, photographer, currently traveling around the world in pursuit of photography. But in this video, we are going to Lisbon. Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon has been on my list for a long time. It gets a lot of hype. It's cheaper. It's beautiful, hilly, stairs everywhere. Throughout this trip, I've been kind of taking the first day that we're anywhere as just like a feeling out period. Kind of walk around, just wander. I might have like a place or two that I've looked up that I want to head to. I do a lot of research. I did a year's worth of research for this whole trip, essentially. When I'm first starting out in these locations, is just kind of hit the streets, wander. You know, usually the goal is like good food or a coffee. In the beginning in Lisbon, one of the things that popped up continuously was to check out this place called Time Out Market. Essentially just a big food court. All these, coffee shop, and so we headed there. If you've ever looked into going to Lisbon, everyone's like, pastel de nata, pastel de nata. And they're these little tarts, custard. You can get them for about €1 each. They're delicious.
Pastel de nata. It means pastels in the water.
I went to a bunch of different spots. I would get them from grocery stores. Got some lemonade. The lemonade is just water and lemon juice. In all these places, we have been using Airbnb. I won't again. I won't do that again. I've mentioned this in past videos, and I think it's ruining tourism. I really think it is. I think it's a trash system. I think that it's not any cheaper than a hotel anymore, and it's just taking housing from the locals. Each one we check into, I feel more and more guilty. Regardless, we did stay in an Airbnb, this tiny apartment in Alfama, which is like the old city. It was tiny. I'm gonna try and cook us dinner. This counter space is ridiculous. Shrimp. Was it the best dinner I've ever made? No. Was it edible? Kind of. Second day, one of the highlights we wanted to hit was a puppet museum. It was maybe the coolest part of Lisbon. The next day, there's a small coastal town about 40 minutes on the train outside of Lisbon called Casais. And then we actually took a Uber to a beach, Praia do Guancho Beach. Saying that terribly, I'm sure. Portuguese, super hard. It's like speaking Spanish and Italian if you're also extremely tired and have been drinking all day and just got some dental work done. Anyways, head to this beach, beautiful beach. Hung out there for a few hours, had lunch, some tinned fish, and Portugal's very into tinned fish, and I am also very into tinned fish. Smoked mackerel, smoked salmon, sardines, anchovies, give them to me, can them, dip them in olive oil, put them in tomato sauce, however you want it. I'm gonna slither it down my throat. Caught a cab back to Casais. From there, we spent about an hour just walking around this waterfront area, a long pier. There's people swimming, there's people hanging out on the beach. It's just very relaxed, chilled vibe. Ice cream stands, and walking out, I saw these, what I thought were kids actually, at the end of this like long pier, and they were jumping in and jumping off this pier, and I really wanted to get photographs of it. And then as we approached, they were full-grown men who were extremely intoxicated and didn't seem very stoked that I was there with a camera. By this time, the sun was on its way down, and we were like, let's hit it. Actually took some of my favorite photos. One of my favorite photos was on the train on the way back. I got this couple who just seemed exhausted, but the light was coming in really pretty. I love it, actually. It's like a beautiful photo, in my opinion. You know, as I'm shooting and going through these cities and trying to cram as much in, obviously, without like it ruining my life and my mentality, my process for photography in general is not always in everybody's face and kind of fly on the wall status, because I'm trying to capture moments of just life and untouched. Half the time I'm shooting with a very wide lens at 24mm, which is, I have to be very close. The other time I'm shooting with like an 85, so I can keep distance. Film is a mid-range 40mm lens. I haven't even talked about the worst place possible. The killer of all killers, Sintra. So we headed out to a place called Sintra. Up in the mountains, about an hour outside of Lisbon. It broke me. It broke me inside, and it made me hate all tourists. I was so excited for it. Everyone was like, it's gonna be beautiful. And we got there, and it was very beautiful. And it was the most touristed place I've ever been, I think. Just surrounded by the worst tourists I've ever been around. Ignorant. There's like I think there's a way to be a tourist in a good way and like try to enjoy it and appreciate it. And then there's the constant selfies, the 30 poses at one place.
We didn't buy tickets to the place we want to go, so we have to wait like 2 hours before we can go in. So we're just walking on this trail in the woods. I don't know where it goes.
People just pushing you, bumping into you, and it spirals, and it's beautiful, it really is. And people are literally like shoving me. And then at the same time, you realize why people are shoving you. It's because somebody has just stopped in the middle of the walkway. It's single file, nobody can fit, and they're just like 30,000 photos in every angle of the same face. There should be tourism training, and you should have to pass tests to be able to travel, I think. We walk out, and a lady literally like pushes Taylor out of the way. People are touching us. It's crazy.
I don't even know. No words. We're in Palace Regalia or whatever in Lisbon. I'm so fucking over tourists. I'm so fucking over all these people. Some lady just touched Taylor for no reason. People are the dumbest. Absolute trash. Get me to Asia. Get me, I don't know, get me somewhere else.
If you're a tourist, if you're traveling, if you're out seeing the world, be somewhat accountable. I won't ever go back. I won't suggest anybody going. Toward the end of our stay in Lisbon, you know, there was a few more days of just kind of wandering. I went out and caught the trolleys. Trolleys are like a big thing in Lisbon. Everyone's like, oh my God, you gotta ride the trolleys, you gotta do the trolley thing. And they are very cool. They're very like stable of the cities.
So it's 6 a.m. We'll see if I get robbed.
And then our last day, we came across a situation that just like sparked and kind of touched what I want to be doing. It's to capture people doing something that they love, that usually involves, you know, skilled work with their hands. On the beach, there's all these rocks, and they were painted, and I'd seen them the day before, and they were all kind of just scattered, and I was like, oh, somebody just painted the rocks. Well, what they actually are is somebody stacked all the rocks to look like people. And I saw a guy, and he was like restacking them. And now I don't know if he was the one who painted them. I really don't. You know, he didn't speak any English, and it sparked something, and I was like, I have to go and ask if I can take this guy's portrait. On Google Translate, may I take your photo? And he was like, yeah, take a photo of these. Trying to explain, like, no, I want to take a photo of you, the artist and the art, as an environmental portrait. And he finally understood, and he was like, you're crazy, why would you want me? That might be because he was like, I'm just restacking these rocks. I don't know, but I got some portraits on film of him. As I was walking away, something shifted in him. This is neat. And so he brought out his cell phone, and through some pointing and back and forth, I realized he wanted me to take his photo for himself. It was one of the best moments I've had on this trip. So it sparked something in him where he was like, oh, I should actually have a little pride in what I'm doing. The fact that he asked then for photos of himself as well kind of like set something off in me. Before this, I had reached out to a couple different, you know, I had this plan in the back of my head always, but reaching out through email and social media to different crafts makers and things that I had found throughout Portugal and you know, the following cities, I got very little responses. I was just so stoked. I felt complete. I felt like Lisbon was completed, and watched the sun go down, and we left early the next morning. Lisbon, it's beautiful. It's highly touristed. There's great coffee, there's great food, there's great art. If it weren't for, you know, tourists just walking in the street, tourists blocking cars, just the other people that weren't meant to be there, that were trying to, I guess, experience it on their terms, it was great. Other than that, yeah, if you're gonna go places, be responsible, be accountable, be mindful, and like and subscribe. Thank you.